We have a recruitment guide, which you just sort of answered there, that provides a dialogue or scripted approach recruiting consultants.
Uh-huh.
Why are we not nationally advertised?
Very good question.
Avon or Mary Kay or Tupperware or, just a little booth out there.
Okay.
For us, because we have such wonderful products in there. All the other products that I've researched, ours are so much better, but a lot of people have not heard of us.
I know.
It's kind of hard, especially in our area here. It's kind of hard for them. I said the company's been around 50 years, and they're just super.
Right.
We need a little boost. That's my question.
Okay, sounds good, Mary. Well, I'm going to answer that for you right now. Let's talk about that scripted recruiting guide. Remember I told you a little while ago, there are approximately 54 conference calls posted on the YouTube, which give you various ways to learn to recruit as each person sees it differently. So in other words, what we've got up there is fresh approaches all the time of how people do to talk to people about this business. So you've got the on-the-job training, so to speak, from experts in the field. Now, here's when I thought about your question, the first thing that comes to my mind is listen to everyone to hear what are they looking for in this business. So I wouldn't talk about the business as much until I find out, say, well, why are you interested? How much are you looking to earn and what to go on? Because you're going to bring them into the business. You're going to invest your time by training them and helping them. So you want to make sure they're serious. This isn't just playing around. How many times have you brought people into the business and they get their items and you don't hear from them again, and you look on your bonus summary at the end of the month, 0, 0, 0, 0. Do you think, well, what happened to her? Well, we never got her need, her want, and her dream. Because if she's sincere about it, stick with it as long as she knows you're serious about it. So listen to everybody out there. Now, how enthusiastic are you? People join because you're happy, you're excited about what you're doing, and remember what I started with by saying, tell your story on a piece of paper and hand it out and say, I want to share with you how I got in this business. It's so easy, and I've been so happy. Now, I know myself, when I first started in this business, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. But the only reason I recruited was because people thought, well, gee, if she can do it, anybody can do it. And that's how I attracted people. I made it look simple. I never made it look difficult. That makes a big, big difference. Now, I want to point out something, too, to all of you tonight. It's estimated that 1 out of 5 people you talk to will join some direct sales company. Now, if you talk to everyone about the business, you'll be amazed that somebody, if they don't come into your business, they're going to go in, 1 out of 5 are going to go into some direct selling company. Why not you? So by you talking to them and finding out their needs and wants and dreams, you can help them accomplish that. Now, I'm going to go on to the second part of Mary's her question. Why are we not nationally advertised? You know, a lot of us, and I used to think the same way. I used to think like, oh, well, if we could just have advertising, then everybody's just going to come to our door, and we're going to go ahead, and they'll all know us, and I will have all the business I can handle. Boy, I wish it worked that way. I sure do. You know, when you mentioned Avon, Mary, and you mentioned Mary Kay and Tupperware and all of that, do you realize they're up in the $1 billion? You might say, well, see, if we advertise, we'd be up there too. But do you realize that every one of the girls that Avon brings in, they bring them, they have 100% turnover all the time because they're constantly getting the people in the field moving all the time, and they go door to door, and they have to perform, and they have to do that. And they grew by that plan. That was their way they went into. Mary Kay, to come into the business, is quite a major investment right into that area. So I'm just saying, that was their advertising they're doing now, but we're not in that category. So that's why we want all of you to recruit, and because we did advertise at one time with this one-day diet. One time, several years back, we had a real growth spurt with the one-day diet, and we advertised the Women's Day, and I believe it was the Better Homes and Gardens, one of the ones from that area. We had a great response to it. Do you know we didn't have enough people to handle all the leads because they were in areas that we didn't have people? And it really was a problem, and we just couldn't find the people. So what comes first, the chicken or the egg? So what we want to do is that we want to go ahead and get people coming into the business and train them. So, because, looking somebody in the eye and training them is very important. You might say, well, I can do it by mailing them things. Not as well as working with them, and helping them and being there for them. So training works more effectively by working person to person and holding meetings and building with them. And the most important is training. That's what it all boils down to. Because if they're trained, then they're going to go find other people, and because they're excited and they know what they're doing. Lack of training only means they don't know what they're doing. So why stay in the business you don't know what you're doing? So therefore, lately we did advertise with the Direct Selling Association project that they had for Latina magazine, and it was a high-end magazine, and we advertised in there, and it just wasn't as effective, and it's not as great as I wish it could be. But it's not that we're not going to do it; we will do it, but we need more people to give the leads to. So, but the point about I'd like to bring up too is by talking to everybody and asking, who do you know to be interested in earning more money? You'd be amazed. Nowadays, people would say, well, gosh, I've got a friend, I've got a sister. So I would just go ahead, and seeing the people is the most effective way to recruit. And again, let's go back to the story on the piece of paper. Have you done that yet? It worked. Have you gone ahead and made up your 30-second commercial? If somebody asks you what you do you have that? Are you ready for that? Do you have your sponsoring folders with you? Are you ready to recruit? That's really what it boils down to. And see the people and ask everybody, who do you know? And then find out what their needs and wants and dreams are. And it's going to happen. It really will happen. So I hope I've answered your question, Mary.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. And now we're going to go all the way to Virginia, to Victoria Grady Crumpton. Victoria, what is your question tonight?
Hi there, Phyllis. Good evening, everybody. My question or concern is, okay, I've been an engineer for numerous of years. I'm a director. But when I approach people and I tell them how excited I am about the opportunity, the business, and how much I believe in it, one of the prevailing thoughts in my head is, well, I've been in it a long time. Am I successful enough in their eyes? If I show them the numbers, if you do 2 shows a week, this is what you can look forward to bringing home and that sort of thing, then I still have those little thoughts in the head of, yeah, but what about your bottom line and all? And I know that we have great materials, and I utilize those. We have good training, and I'm on Mary Black's team, and I invite people to that. But that's one of the things that always rings in my head before approaching people sometimes is, am I successful enough in someone else's eyes, and how to overcome that anxiety.
Okay. And that is probably some of the ladies tonight and some of the other ones that you're going to meet in the future. We have, those are concerns. But you know what, the more and more I thought about that, you're really in a business where you can work at your own pace. Everyone can accomplish what they wish to in the time allotted them. Now, there are many girls out there right now who have full-time jobs. They have to keep their full-time job, but they're not earning as much money as they'd like to earn. And in doing so, or maybe some of the jobs have been kind of, they're cutting down on hours, but they don't want to lose that job because they get their benefits and they get all of that. Do you realize how great this business is? Because what you're doing at the present time is that you can recruit and build and work with people, and then once you get your group built up, then you can go ahead and say, now I can leave that job. Now, I do happen to know, and I'm going to share with everybody, if you don't mind, Victoria, is that she is a doctor, and she works in the ER, which is the emergency room. And she is a busy girl. She's really came into the business a while back. Then all of a sudden, she didn't quite see what,